Today I'm going to be baking mini crumb apple pies using my muffin tin. I'm going to begin by making my apple filling. If you want to save some time, you can use canned apple filling, but making your own will be so much better. And you can make it ahead of time and just put it in the refrigerator until you're ready to use it. Begin by coring and peeling 5 to 6 apples. You can use an apple corer or just use a knife. Chop up the apples into small pieces and place them into a large bowl. When you have your apples all cut up and placed into a bowl, squeeze it with 1/4 of a lemon and give it a little toss. Next, add in 1 teaspoon of cinnamon and 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg. Then add in 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, along with 1/4 of a cup of granulated sugar and 1/4 of a cup of light brown sugar. And then just mix that all together until the apples are coated. Next, take 2 tablespoons of butter and melt them in a large saucepan. When the butter is melted, place the apples into the pan. Add in 3 to 4 tablespoons of filtered water and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Cook the apples until they become softened and the liquid has thickened. This should take about 10 to 15 minutes. When the apples are done cooking, set the pan aside and allow them to cool. When the apples have cooled, transfer them to a container. If you are baking that day, you can use them immediately. Otherwise, refrigerate them and use them when you are ready to bake. Now, using my processor, I'm going to make the pastry dough. To save time, you can use store-bought pastry dough. Begin with 2 cups of unbleached flour and add in 3 tablespoons of granulated sugar along with 1 1/2 sticks of cold salted butter. If you use unsalted butter, add in 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Gradually add in 6 to 8 tablespoons of ice cold water. Process it until it looks grain-like and you can still see little pieces of the butter. Place the dough on a board and gather it together. Separate it into 2 discs and wrap them in plastic wrap. Chill in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes before using. While the dough is chilling, we'll go ahead and make our crumbs. Melt 2 sticks of salted butter and allow it to cool. Add 2 cups of unbleached flour to a bowl. To that, add in 1 cup of granulated sugar and 1 tablespoon of cinnamon, and just mix that together. Once you have that nicely mixed, you can add in the cooled melted butter. Mix that together well and then set it aside. Now we could take out our dough and begin to make our mini apple pies. First, spray a muffin pan extremely well on the insides of the cup and on the outside of the pan. Next, dust your board with flour and begin rolling out your dough. Using a round cookie cutter, cut out 12 circles. take the dough and fit them into your muffin pan. Take some of the extra dough and build up the edges of the cups to make them a little higher. It doesn't have to be perfect because we are going to cover the tops with the crumbs. Now, using all of the apple mixture, fill up the cups. Now generously cover the tops with the crumb mixture. If you have any left over, save them for another recipe. Place the mini apples in a preheated 425-degree oven. Bake them for about 15 to 20 minutes until the crust is lightly browned and you see the apples are bubbling. Pies are done baking. Allow them to cool in the muffin tin for about 30 minutes. Then you can remove them to a wire rack and allow them to further cool. Once the pies are totally cool, you can sprinkle them with some confectioner's sugar and place them in a little cupcake tin to serve. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you've enjoyed it. If so, I invite you to subscribe.